Okay. If it is Wednesday at 3 o'clock Eastern Time and I'm not on vacation, it must be time for the goRIA live stream. I'm Chuck Vela, and after a brief summer hiatus, we're back to the Wednesday afternoon live streams. And I'm really excited to be back to doing these. And we have a lot of great content actually scheduled going forward as well. But today, what I want to do is show you something fairly new on the goRIA.com website. So let me just share my screen here and simply go to www.goria.com, and it'll take you right there. Okay, and of course, it's a subset of the Investment News website. And what I want to bring your attention to today is our relatively new on location section, which I think is pretty cool. And what this is all about is in the past, and we're really going to increase the frequency of these. I'm going to various conferences and trade shows and so on and so forth, and getting my hands on some really excellent content because these conferences, the most recent one I should say that we have up here is the FPA NorCal, Northern California, that I was at a few months ago. And what's great about these conferences, as you'll see in just a moment, just access to really top people. And it gives us some nice little, not a full length podcast, but like a 10-minute sort of quick snippet of what they're talking about at that conference or what's top of mind for them as it relates to the RIA space. So this here, we have, looks like 7 episodes from FPA Northern California, which if you have not been to that conference, by the way, you should. It was my first time doing it. They've been doing it for 50 years, and it's just a great conference, a lot of fantastic information, and as you can see here, some top-notch guests. So let me start off at number 1, and this is all on the goRIA.com website live right now. Just go to goRIA.com, hit the On Location tab, and it'll bring you right here. So the first one I did, and I think these are pretty much in order of when I did them, was Cameo Roberson. And she is the founder and CEO of Atlas Park Consulting. As you can see here, a little kind of description. So Cameo does a great job in helping advisors that are making that transition to the RIA space with all things operation. Great little segment here. And again, these are relatively short, so it gives you a nice taste and then gives you some way to follow up as well if you want some more information. Then number 2 of 7, I talked with Chad Ramberg from Box Professional talking about insurance, right? So as you're making your plans to going RIA, certainly one line on your pro forma on your spreadsheet, as we all put together as we go RIA, is insurance. And he'll talk about the types of insurance you want to consider and even give you some thoughts on what the costs are. David Haughton, who at the time was with Commonwealth, he's now moved over to wealth.com, I'm quite sure. He's just a great expert on all things estate planning. Now, of course, estate planning isn't relegated to just advisors in the RIA space, but what's really interesting, and we actually wrote an article on this at Investment News on the main site, and also the goRIA site, I should say, about how you can actually bolt on an estate planning practice, or as I like to call it, an estate organizing solution to your RIA. Very cool stuff. We also have folks like Carolyn McClannahan, who talked about her bedside manner with advisors. I thought that was great. Kelli Cruz from Cruz Consulting, focusing on how to staff your RIA, which is a really key component as you're building. Michael Kitces, need I say more? He's always great to speak with, and I always love when he comes on the goRIA show. And he gave us a little sneak preview on what he was doing on the main stage. And I loved the title of his presentation, Is My Advisory Firm Normal? I'm going to leave it at that. But if you basically just click here, you'll see Mike and I chatting, and the format is you just kind of scroll down, you see the green goRIA box, just click play, and you'll hear our entire conversation. This one went a little bit longer because, I don't know, whenever I have a chance to speak with Michael Kitces, I try to get as much out of him as possible, and he's always so generous with his time, so we appreciate that. That was about 16 minutes of just really top-notch content from Michael. The rest of these are closer to like the 10-minute mark, so you get a nice little taste of things. And last and certainly not least, we have Saundra Davis from Sage Financial, and she was talking a little bit about her expertise, which is, and I like the way she puts it, listen so your clients will talk. So some really good tips there too. Again, not necessarily pure RIA content, but if you're an advisor, she has some really great things to say. So that's all I wanted to give you for today. Just a little sneak peek on what's new. Next week, we're going to go back to our live streams more traditionally with some guests and so on and so forth. So a lot of great stuff coming down the pike, he tried to say. And I'll be doing more things on location, both with the FPA. I'll be on location at Portfolio Summits. We'll be on location at RIA Connect, which will be, I'm sorry, RIA Activate, I should say, in San Diego, which is an investment news event. And a few more, which I'll mention next time. There's about 3 more I'm going to, but they're all kind of getting conflated in my head. So once we get the schedule really nailed down, I'll share that at our next live stream. But that's it for today. But I'm back to my regular Wednesday routine, and glad to be back on this. And I'll see you next Wednesday, 3 o'clock Eastern time. For now, I'm Chuck Vela, and on behalf of goRIA, fueled by Investment News, I'll see you soon. Thanks for joining us.